Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Week 5 of the Pokemon Swish Draft League. We have a little bit of a different start today, as I'm going to mute the music for a second. This week is going to be dedicated to my late grandfather. He passed away this past week at the age of 90. Um, so what we're going to do here real quick first before we start is we're going to make that blank. We're going to have, well, I actually want this to be on a black screen, so I kind of messed this up a little bit, but we'll make it work. So let's see here. So here's some pictures of my grandfather. Paul Marlin Littlebuck Westfall. Paul Marlin Westfall, born in Elkview, West Virginia, little old Elkview, and he went on to do some great things in life. He he went to college in Charleston at what at the time was called Morris Harvey. It's now called the University of Charleston. He later went to grad school for chemistry at Minnesota. He was actually he did enough coursework for a doctorate at Minnesota, but he was married and had kids. Basically, he had his work done, but back in those days, you still had to attend school for a certain number of years to get your doctorate. It wasn't about if you had the coursework done or not. So he ended up having to leave with just a master's despite having his doctorate coursework done. He went on to work for several companies such as Mead Paper and Carbide. While at Carbide, he actually helped improve the foam that's in car seats. Not car seats like for kids, but like your general car seats. He made it both stronger and lighter, which made the company a lot of money. Back in those days, you sort of signed over your rights to the company whenever you came up with a new solution or invention like that. So he didn't really get any like royalties from it. I think they may have given him a pay raise. That was about it. But still, without him, I'm sure someone's improved upon the formula between then and now. But without him, car seats wouldn't be as safe and sturdy as they are. So he played a major role in that in his life. And yeah, yep, okay, this whole thing is kind of messed up here. Let's see if I can get like can I get like a black background here? Because let's see here. Deactivating doesn't help. Um, hmm. I know I had a black layout at one point for this. I'm trying to figure out where it went. We're working on the fly here, it looks like. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Uh, Well then, let me see if I can just change the color of the font here. That might help. Make it so that's something everyone can see. I am sorry, Grandpa, if you are watching this from up above and seeing this butchered attempt here at helping you at doing a tribute for you. I am sorry about that. There we go. At least now we can see the words. Yeah, Paul Marlin Westfall, aka Little Buck. He was nicknamed Little Buck because he had an older brother, Carl, who was nicknamed Buck. So we had Carl, we had Paul. He had a little sister named Shelby, and his parents were Ernest and Wava. Um, Ernest died when my grandfather Paul was very young. He had to take up a job as a janitor at a church to help provide some of the money that his family lived off of. And like I said, from those kind of humble beginnings, he rose from the ashes and did all the great things that he ended up doing in life. Um, he was both the smartest and most kind person I have ever met. Um, I will be very lucky and privileged if I could be even a quarter of the man that he was. Um, really hurts me a lot that he's gone. He was like a second father to me. I mean, he was my grandfather, but we had lived together for the last 11 years, so we were so close. It's literally like losing a dad instead of a grandfather. Um, gonna miss him a lot. And sorry, everybody, I'll try not to be emotional for the entire video, but I wanted to dedicate this week to my grandfather, Paul Marlon Westfall. And as you can see above me here, my team will also be representing him. We will be playing as his old high school today. He loved whenever we did fantasy football or made up teams on like NBA 2K or anything like that. He always loved using his old high school as the team name because his high school was consolidated and doesn't exist anymore. So I will be playing as the Elkview Elk Herd this week in honor of my grandfather. And now, with all of that out of the way, we will be moving on to the battles today. Thank you everyone for bearing with me and letting me get that out of my system. I am truly going to miss him, and I just want to have a brief moment of silence for him before we start up. All right, thank you. All right. Now that the sad stuff is out of the way for today, at least the majority of it anyway, I can't say I won't tear up a little bit on screen. Let's get to the battles. This is what most of you are actually here for. Okay. Our first battle today will be between My Little Ponyta and the Pokemon Power. Both of these teams are 2-2, fighting for positioning. Granted, most of the league this week is fighting for positioning. So, didn't have power in the right spot there, my bad. So, My Little Ponyta and the Pokemon Power. This will be interesting. Ponyta did not get a new lineup to me this week. So, they're just kind of rocking with whatever they've had the last couple weeks. Whereas the Power did submit a new lineup. So, we'll see if that ends up making a difference or not this week. Let's see here. Make this full screen so I can see it better. There we go. Alright. Let's see. We did Zacian and Zamazenta last week. Let's do... You know what? We'll do Hop's music for this week. Alright, let's see here. Always gotta be texting. Make sure that the other person is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Alright, let's see. We do not have a choice for a lead. Judging from what I see on the other team there, I think Roserade's a great start. Because except for Skuntank, I almost said Stunky because it's in our league too. Except for Skuntank, Roserade's kind of able to handle most everything else. In the Gardevoir case, it's going to come down to who's faster. Let's see here. Now, if I was picking for them, I would either pick Walrein or Skuntank if I was the other team. But I am not the one picking. So we'll see if they come to a similar conclusion or not. Everything's working, right? Yep, okay. Gotta check, because you never know with OBS sometimes. Alright, they did go with the Walrein first. Alright, well, if it stays out there, we just energy ball it. You know what? I figured out why there was a black screen when I tested that out originally now for my tribute. It's because OBS, the game capture was off. Like it was trying to capture, but there wasn't anything to capture. So my bad. Oh well, let's see here. We can't do anything to the Stunky. Actually, it's not the best thing for us here. We're looking at either Blaziken or Rotom. I think, nah, Blaziken, though, is kind of frail. Let's go Rotom. Oh, that may have been a mistake. I think it knows Fire Blast. It might have picked that to go against the Rose Raid. Darn it. I think it's faster than us, so this might actually be really bad. Well, assuming it's going to Fire Blast again, let's switch out. That's my bad. First battle after the whole emotional thing, so I'm going to chalk it up to that. Alright, much better. Let's get that speed boost up. Alright, they're retreating, so a safe speed boost. This camera here always messes up when I have to do anything with like my hair or my hat, because it's like flipped or reversed. It's like I'm actually going to my left, but when looking at it here, almost like looking in a mirror, it looks like I'm going right. Okay. Aura Sphere. I don't think we're going to one-shot it, but it's not super fast, so like we're going to do some good damage to it. Here comes a Hydro Pump. I don't think we survive that. We do not, but a good job by Blaziken to get the Walrein down, because Walrein is very bulky. And I'm pretty sure that we do outspeed the Walrein here. I bet you they're going to switch to the Rhyperior. I would be shocked if they left the Walrein in. But my opponent also doesn't quite think like I do. I'm gonna go Thunder. They did not switch. Alright, Walrein goes down. I'm glad I took that gamble. Alright, that kind of makes up for the bad call on the Fire Blast earlier. Especially because if I would have gone Blizzard there, we would have lost 2 from my calls instead of 1. There's Rhyperior. It's going to hurt us a lot if it hits us. Blizzard. Oh my gosh, it tanked it. Alright, well that's a dead Rotom. We would have been dead even at full health from that. We've hindered the Rhyperior, but Rhyperior finds a way to stay alive. Bullet punch it. I would imagine they're not gonna, yeah, I was gonna say, I would imagine they're not gonna save it because of how slow it is. It would have been silly to keep it alive at that amount of health. But, good work so far from their side. Alright, they're going with the Scun Tank. They must not be aware that we have the Earthquake. There's Crunch. I mean, half our health, that's a good hit. Do we knock it out? We do knock it out. Alright, Magnezone. Just earthquake it. Yeah, we're faster. I don't know what the thought process was there. Oh, it has sturdy. Okay. Well, it's still going to come down to does it... What's it doing? Thunder? Okay, it does hit. Alright, well, they don't look as dumb now for the sturdy magnet. I was sure it was going to be magnet pull or analytic. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I was like, who's faster? But we have Shadow Sneak. Doesn't matter. Alright, so Magnezone's going to go down to Spiritomb here. Alright, should just be Gardevoir left. This will be interesting though. Gardevoir being one of the only fairy types in this format. Spiritomb's weak to fairy. Roserade's weak to psychic. So we're kind of in some doo-doo here. We're bulky enough I could probably take a chance with Hypno. If we land Hypnosis, it would be over. Because that thing's not going to survive 2 good hits from us. Or 3 at the very most. But, depending on who's faster out of it and Roserade, it might be better to just go Shadow Sneak and get damage on it. I'm going to go for the Hypnosis. We were not tanky enough to survive. Oh, critical hit. Okay, well, we probably were tanky enough then and just had a bad luck of the draw. Okay. Well, we're down the Roserade then. I kind of wish I would on Shadow Sneak, but I also didn't know there was going to be a critical hit coming. So super effective Sludge Bomb. I'm assuming they're going to use Psychic. Who's faster? The Roserade is faster. That's a big deal. Okay, so it would be dead right now if we would have used Shadow Sneak. Keep that in mind. Dang it. Dang it. So, I deserve a loss on that one, because Shadow Sneak would have made the difference. Dang. Alright, well, nonetheless, though, congratulations to the Pokemon Power for pulling off the win. There were a couple things in that battle that could have gone differently. I do think that the Rotom switch-in ended up working out, because that Rhyperior hitting it with Stone, it was going to die in one hit anyway. It didn't matter that it had damage on it already. So the only real mistake I made was going for Shadow Sneak. I'm going for Hypnosis instead of Shadow Sneak. But if we get the Hypnosis on it, we just win the battle at that point. So I don't think it was a bad move. Just unfortunate that I chose the wrong move this time. All right. Moving into the next set of battles, Licky Munchkins versus the Elkview Elk Herd for this week. I'll do the best I can to win for the Munchkin, but I'm not going to lie. My heart is hoping that the Elkview Elk Herd win this one for reasons stated at the beginning of the video. Not just that it is my team, but this week it is also my grandfather's team. All right. I've gotten a little bit more organized with this as we've gone. I try to have the teams in order now to make it easier on myself and the CPU person. Let's see here. Did they give me a lead to work with? Like, did they tell me who they wanted to go out first? I'm searching my phone. They did not. Okay. If we lead Pelipper, we're a sitting duck if any of the three that know Thunder are led. So that's a no. I guess we'll go Munchlax. I mean, it is Licky Munchkins. We don't have Licky here, so we'll lead Munchlax. Leading with the Sableye. So Sableye has made an appearance on the season now. Well, if something was going to get burned, Munchlax was the one to get burned. I don't think Munchlax is going to do a whole lot this battle anyway. Unless it burns or paralyzes something. Alright, there's that foul play. It's gonna knock me out, but if I switch... Well, Stunky's dark. So Stunky shouldn't go down the foul play. I mean, granted, I don't think Munchlax is gonna help much, other than being something we can sack off on a switch, or maybe Thunder Punch or Fire Punch cause a status effect. But I'm working with what I have. Let's try to get that Sableye, get it a counter here. Alright, going for burn again. It did not work. Clearly my opponent doesn't know that Prankster doesn't work against dark types. They might be learning that the hard way. Alright. I'm kind of shocked they didn't sub out. Sucker Punch can cause a flinch? Or is that... Oh, Stench. Okay, yeah, the ability Stench. I was like, what? Since when? Alright, so Sableye is totally done for. So much potential there. CPU player wasted it. But nonetheless, it got a burn off on the Munchlax, I guess. Alright, we can't poison that. An explosion's not going to help at all. Let's go back to the Munchlax while I think of a plan B here. I know they're going to be faster, but they're going to outspeed Stunky and Munchlax anyway. That doesn't make a big difference. Alright, it's going for the Iron Head. There goes Munchlax. Alright, it's got Stone Edge, Iron Head, and Ice Punch. I think we go Loudred here. If Loudred doesn't get one shot or flinch, we can at least try to go for confusion or something. Alright, we got the Supersonic to work on the first try. Who would have thought that? Alright. Hit yourself. There we go. Sturdy is broken now. That's important. That didn't help really as much. I think we just stay in, though. We don't have any fighting moves. I'd hate to switch Pelipper in, and it just gets absolutely annihilated. Alright, now we can put someone like Pelipper in. Loudred's gone. Aggron is still confused, though. Something to keep in mind. Let's go Celio, actually. Because Pelipper is using a Hydro Pump. It's not as sure to hit. But Celio here has Earthquake and Surf. Is your attack stat or special attack stat higher? Special attack, okay. But the attack is 4 times effective because it's ground. But then again, it's physical defense side. Let's go Surf. Come on, hit yourself, hit yourself, hit yourself. It did not hit itself, and it did not miss. All right, well, a lot had to happen in Aggron's favor there, but it did. All right, Pelipper. I'm assuming they're going to switch here because they have a lot of things that know Thunder. So knowing that, I think I still have to go Hydro Pump. In case he stays in or something. They did stay in. Okay, interesting choice there. It gets through confusion and lands the Stone Edge again. But Pelipper survives on 1 health. Pelipper misses the Hydro Pump. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me, right? Snapped out confusion, going with the safe Iron Head. Wow. So, this team didn't have a chance. Its only chance was if Pelipper could have taken it out with Hydro Pump, and if we would have been able to confuse things with Hurricane. And that is why I like Aggron. I like my Aggron movesets. All right. There it is. Aggron going to get the 5 knockout performance as the Elkview Elk Herd win 4-0. On one hand, I'm extremely ecstatic that the week I wanted to represent my grandfather, that my team won. On the other hand, I don't like being embarrassed by the computer. Wow, we got absolutely destroyed by the computer player. Grant, I think this was a case where it was one had a much better roster selection than the other. This team was not going to have much of a chance against that lineup. Yeah. I mean, for one, even if they got by the Aggron, let's say Hydro Pump hits, we have Rotom Mow, who knows Thunder in the rain, Rotom Wash, who knows Thunder in the rain, and Regice, who knows Thunder in the rain. And Regice is especially defensive, so it would have been at minimum 3 hits, if not more, to take down. Like, even if Pelipper takes out the Aggron there, we were in trouble. So, congrats to my own team and my grandfather's team, the Elkview Elk Herd. Let's move on to match number 3. I need a win against the computer this week. I think it's gonna come in one of these next couple matchups. Nightmare AC and Wailforce One. All right. Last week I had a talk with Wailforce One suggesting a couple roster moves. Wailforce One has decided to stay put with their current roster at the moment, having faith in what they got, which I admire in that regard. So we'll see what they can do here. I will say, while a lead was not provided by the owner of Nightmare. I'm pretty sure they would pick Ludicolo since Wailforce One is all water type. That's my guess. I mean, really, Mantike and Wingull are the biggest threats. They're neutral. I don't remember the entire Ludicolo set. Does it have Thunder Punch? It does not. It has Blizzard. Well, even so, Giga Drain and Blizzard will hit neutrally. So, and it'll go fast in the rain if any of them set up rain. I don't remember if any of them can or not, but just, I'm not too worried is what I'm getting at. Alright, and that's not to be mean to Wailforce, but I mean, it's kind of like saying Ohio State versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a good team in the Big 12 and like football, but they're going to struggle against Ohio State, you know? So, and trust me, it pains me to say that as a West Virginian. I don't know, to acknowledge how good Ohio State is. Oh, well, there's our rain dance, so it didn't matter if they set it up or not. Alright, well, we're going to rain dance, get this thing going for Ludicolo. They're probably going to body slam or amnesia, because I'm pretty sure they won't earthquake or hydro pump us. Yep, there we go. Alright, Giga Drain it. Wailord is pretty bulky after an amnesia. Getting greedy, going for another one. Okay. Trying to make it as bulky as they can make it, I guess. I mean, it will make us use up more of our Giga Drain. Going for Body Slam, trying to paralyze us. It did not succeed. Although I will say the Wailord's held up better so far than it has in previous battles. Its best bet is if it could paralyze us and get us to be fully paralyzed a few turns, where we just don't do anything. Wailord hangs on with very little health. Another body slam. It does finally get the paralysis, and the rain is stopped, so we might actually be slower than the Wailord now. We are now. If it can get us to be paralyzed, it might have a chance. Nope. Good fight put up by the Wailord, though. Ludicolo being paralyzed, not ideal here. Not ideal. Because now we're at half speed, so even with the rain, would be back to normal speed. So, yeah. That does change how we're going to play the game here. You're most undoubtedly going to go with a flying move. Registeel. Alright. We're going to start iron defensing. Because even if body press is not very effective, if we get max defense, we're gonna take pretty much everything out. Honestly, he'd probably be better off trying to flinch us. Like with Air Slash, just try to flinch us into oblivion. Alright, have they figured out that Earthquake is not going to be their solution yet? All right, we've got max defense, so Registeel is pretty much going to take over this battle now. I mean, that was solid, but it's not going to... Like I said, even if they hit us again first, we're going to beat them. We're faster, right? Yeah, we're actually faster anyway, so maybe they should have done Hydro Pump instead of going for Flinch. My bad. Mantike, however, going to be one shot by the ineffective, quote-unquote, body press. Yeah, they're in trouble now. They got to get rid of Registeel or they're not going to have a chance. And their response is Feebas, okay? Interesting strategy there. Oh, they're trying to freeze us. I mean, granted, again, if you're fishing for something, I mean, I appreciate the attempt there. If they froze us, we wouldn't be able to knock them all out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's over now, unless they... Well, the Spiel does have Sheer Cold. If it lands Sheer Cold, that could give them a chance. Nope, we're faster, so forget that. Alright, this is the Registeel battle. I think that the owner of Nightmare does like Registeel, because I've noticed they've picked Registeel for a lot of battles. If they were waiting for that Registeel payoff, here you go. Alright, their only hope is if they confuse us. They did not confuse us. Registeel with the 4 knockout performance to win. And that is a 5-0 sweep for Nightmare AC. A sweep this week. So we've had a 4-0 victory and a sweep. Yeah, that one was lopsided. That was the team, the preseason #1 versus the team currently in last place. Kind of what you expect to see with that matchup. That doesn't mean that Wailforce can't improve and make the playoffs and have a chance later, but from where they were right now, that's not really that surprising of an outcome. The sweep was surprising, but the who won and who lost was not surprising. Next up, we've got Harpers Ferry Haunter. If I can find it. Against Team Garrett. This is the first time this season that Team Garrett will be represented by the computer. This is their 4th matchup, but from where we had some hiccups with the late joining and the schedule, etc., they had been lucky enough to have 3 home games to start. Team Leanna had the opposite, where they had 3 road games to start. So this will be the first time that they are on the road, so to say. Now, I do know they picked a different lineup this week, so we'll see how it goes. Honestly, if it was a week where I was in charge, I would say they have a better shot of winning with a different lineup. But since the CPU's in charge, we'll see how that goes. Although that's big talk for me, I'm 1-2 against the CPU today. Alright, I was told to start Magmortar for this team. All right, here we go. I don't know. I don't have any idea who they're starting with. I didn't really put too much thought into it since I was told who to lead with. First time, by the way, that Heatran has been selected by this team since they pulled off the massive upset in Week 1. Will we see a Heatran sighting today? Only if I need to use it. Alright, Exploud and Magmortar. Magmortar's faster and starts with Fire Blast. Exploud takes it pretty well. There's a Hydro Pump. Exploud misses the Hydro Pump. Not a great start. That's kind of been the theme for Team Garrett. They're not a bad team, but they just seem to be unlucky. Because that Hydro Pump would have done a lot of damage to Magmortar. I don't think it would have knocked it out, but it would have hurt it a lot. The Gabite is coming in. I don't think it has enough to one-shot us, so I'm going to stay in and try a Psychic. We'll see where this goes. Interesting they went straight into an attack. I know that thing has Sandstorm and Sand Veil. Interesting it didn't try to get the Sandstorm up. Psychic again. Gabite will go down. Again, a little perplexed why they didn't go with Sandstorm on the first turn there, but alright. I was going to say, it's probably going to be Manectric because I doubt they want to put Shiftry or Mawile out there. Yeah. Earthquake it. Magmortar is faster. This Magmortar is a monster. This game, Manectric survives. Trying Thunder. Unlike the Hydro Pump, this one will land. Magmortar will go down. Alright. What does the Manectric do against Swampert? See, I think this is an example, again, of just a bad matchup. Like, you look at who Team Garrett chose, and I'm not saying these were wrong choices. I'm saying they were... That both people made choices, and one person's choices just trounced another one's choices. I mean, Magmortar and Swampert were going to... Swampert, in particular, was going to make this tough for everyone except Shiftry. Which I guess we haven't seen the Shiftry yet. Kind of shocked it's not in there. I mean, you would think instead of the Ice Fang, although he got the flinch. Oh, now they're withdrawing. It's probably going to be shit. Yep. It's the Shiftry. Got to make me look dumb, right? Alright, well, we're going to retreat because we are allergic to grass. Heatran. Alright, so we do have a Heatran sighting. Fire Blast. They didn't... Wow, they stayed in. But they got lucky. Wow, both guys missed. Great job, everybody. They were going for Hurricane, I guess, trying to get the confusion. We land the second Fire Blast. Gallade. I'm gonna have Gallade. Let's look at Gallade. Swampert. As it can't really do anything to Swampert. Not with great effect, anyway. It could try to flinch us into oblivion, that's about it. Well, it's 2 for 2 on Ice Fang flinches. They get the freeze. Going with Hyper Beam. Okay. So Good hit. They're going to have to bank on us being frozen, though, since they can't do anything the next turn. We're still frozen. I think we might survive, so I'm going to stay leave Swampert out there one more time. I think we survive another Hyper Beam. They missed the Hyper Beam. We're still frozen. We have not thought out yet. How come when I get frozen, I stay frozen the whole battle? And when my opponents get frozen, they always thaw out like the first or second turn. Hyper Beam lands this time. Is it enough? It is enough. Manectric taking out Swampert. Unfortunately for Manectric, though, it will not be able to move this turn. Manectric with 2 knockouts, though, so it's doing a good job. I certainly didn't think it would beat Swampert. We just Shadow Ball it, and that should knock it out. Manectric goes down. Excellent job done by it, though. And now it is Mawile versus Dusknoir, Gallade, and Heatran. We're going to switch out because much like the Swampert Manectric scenario I was going for, I don't see Mawile doing a whole lot to Heatran. Like, it's Ferry versus Steel, Steel versus Fire. I think it knows Fire Punch or something like that. That won't do anything against us because of Flash Fire. Or maybe Fire Blast. I don't remember. Fire Blast. Mawile goes down. Like I said, I don't think it was a bad... I don't think any of those Pokemon are bad. I think that one team just happened to bring Pokemon that were specifically good against the other team. So that is a 3-0 victory. Closer than it looked like it was going to be, actually. Manectric with a nice performance. And that will... that will carry us toward the next battle, which is the Squirtle Squad and Raging Rayquaza. This is our biggest matchup of the day, other than the tribute matchup from earlier. Because this is a battle for first place. Although the Harpers, Ferry, Haunter are still in that conversation as well, based on how things go in this battle. I can't seem to find the logos. Squirtle Squad and the Raging Rayquaza. Raging Rayquaza currently the only undefeated team left at 4-0. The Squirtle Squad at 3-1. Harpers Ferry waiting in the wing at 4-1. No, I don't want that. Next team over, please. All right. Do we have a lead? Okay, we're leading Curlia. Interesting choice for a lead here. The only thing I can think of is they were wanting to set up Trick Room, but I don't know why you would set up Trick Room with this group of guys, especially with Porygon. I'm pretty sure they're going to lead Hippopotas so that they can do the Garchomp strategy. But we'll see. Yep, called that. I called that. Let's see here. Psychic. Less than half health. It lands Fissure again? Are you kidding me? Come on. This Hippopotas has had a knockout every week, and 4 of the 5 weeks it's been Fissure. Get Leafeon in there. Unreal, man. I can't take a chance. I thought about doing Swords Dance, but with my luck it would land a second Fissure in a row. Hippopotas goes down, but again, 5th week in a row it's knocked something out. Wow. There's Garchomp. Just do the best you can, Leafeon. Fire Blast misses. And we miss because of the sandstorm. Darn it. That's why they like they have Hippopotas on the team. Leafeon down in the red. We weren't burned, thank goodness, because we are a physical attacker. We are in trouble, though. Going for the safer Earthquake. Leafeon goes down to Garchomp. Sandstorm's gone now, at least, which helps out our next Pokemon. One of the very few things actually faster than Garchomp. I think, anyway. Nope, wrong there. Garchomp's faster still. I know Porygon Z is also fast. That's why I was thinking that, though. Blizzard, that's going to hurt. Garchomp will go down to the Blizzard. I'm actually kind of shocked that Porygon Z held on there. Oh, I'm getting a text. Did they mess something up? Did they mess something up? I feel like they messed something up. All right. Try attack. We are faster than the Mesprit. Less than half health. That's not good considering it's nasty plotting. Really could use a freeze or a paralysis out of Try Attack here. That'd be nice. Didn't get it. Uh-oh. Alright, Porygon Z goes down. I think Absol should be able to handle this. We'll see. Ah, I forgot I had Draining Kiss. That's going to hurt. Oh, but we survive it. We're going to have a chance with our Night Slash. Oh, are you kidding me? It's got 1 health. We don't have any priority moves. Alright, Mesprit is going to beat Absol. We've just got Electivire left. It's not good for us. Bringing the Curly into this fight was kind of a interesting decision. At least we do have a dark move on Electivire here. Darkest Lariat. Mesprit will go down. What do we do for Gastrodon? We Ice Punch and hope for a freeze. That's what we do. Didn't get it. We survive. We get one more crack at it. Nope, no freeze. And the undefeated Raging Rayquaza will remain undefeated. A 2-0 victory. Alright. Well, I might have been able to play that one a little different, but the Mesprit surviving Absol's Night Slash, that was killer. That hurt us a lot. Alright, well that makes me 2-3 against the computer today. Not one of my better weeks against the computer. Worked out in a way, though, for the tribute week, since my grandfather's team is one of the computer teams this week. So there's a week to have the computer dominate. This is the one. We have one more game. We have Team Leanna and the Mamoswine Flu. Once again, if I can find the logos. Team Leanna. Mamoswine Flu. Team Leanna got a taste of victory last week with their first win. So, they're 1-2. Mamoswine Flu are 2-2. So this is a big match for both of these teams that are trying to get in that top part of the pack instead of being at the bottom part of the pack. I say the pack because everyone is pretty much middle of the pack. Alright. Yeah, Mamoswine Flu said to use the ones they hadn't used yet this season, but I think they forgot we only have 9 Pokemon, so we couldn't completely swap them out. So since they weren't specific, we left Mamoswine in as their mascot and switched the other 4. But, yeah. And then we haven't had a single roster change for Team Leanna. This is the same lineup they've been working with. We're going to do what we did last time and start with Lopunny, because Lopunny was able to headbutt things into oblivion during their victory. Here we go. Am I going to be 3-3 against the computer or 2-4 this week? Oh, I'm getting more text. Let's see here. I think it's pretty straightforward. We just headbutt it. We're not going to one-shot it with high jump kick. We got the flinch. Now we'll high jump kick. Alright, let's see here. High jump kick. Can we get it to land? We did not miss. That could be a knockout. Abomasnow tanks it. Here comes a blizzard. The other reason that it'd be good to stay out like this for a minute is it's what less turns that Mamoswine gets to have the hail out there. I'm going to use Bounce. I don't think Blizzard will hit, but then again, Blizzard's 100% accurate in the hail, so we'll see what happens here. Alright, so we learned that interaction. Kills another turn of the hailstorm being out there. A bomb of snow will go down the Lopunny. Kind of shocked I didn't try to swap out a bomb of snow and save it for later so it could set up the hail. There's the combo I've been waiting all season for. We're going to get like one turn of it. I know that we're likely, we have a higher chance to miss because of its ability, Snow Cloak. But at the same time, we're so low on health, we have to, like, the only chance we have of taking it out with Lopunny is the high jump kick. We do miss. Lopunny will crash and be defeated. The knockout technically going to Mamoswine. Because it wasn't the hail and it wasn't an attack, so Mamoswine dodging it is what caused the knockout. Trying to think of Mamoswine's defenses. Let's go Soul Rock. I don't think it's going to matter if we do physical or special. It's going to be do we hit it or not. Stone Edge. We have Levitate. I don't know if they know that. Most Pokemon players would know that, but again, we're playing a computer player, so like a person that's not as skilled or experienced. That's the word I'm looking for. They go for Blizzard, and not only do they hit it, but they get a freeze on the first Blizzard. Really? Well, I guess you don't have to know what you're doing if you get luck like that. Holy cow. Soul Rock survives and thaws out. A decent hit. Not great. Decent. Mamoswine, perfect on Blizzard, by the way. So far. At least that Stone Edge did get some damage on it. Alright, Linoon. We're kind of backed in a hole. Normally I'd say Seed Bomb, but we really need the damage. I'm going to go for it. Go for the Iron Tail. We did get it to hit. Boy, I'm glad I went Iron Tail, because if that's all it did, we know Seed Bomb wasn't going to beat it. Lowered its defense with the Iron Tail. So we could probably go Seed Bomb if we survive. We do not. Mamoswine going off this battle. I really want to save Tangrowth for the Glalie Trapinch. You think it's going to freeze us on the first turn again? Finally a miss on the Blizzard. Lunatone finally takes it out with Psychic. Also, Lunatone's not the fastest, so if they Trick Room, like, yeah. This could lower special defense. Yeah, go Psychic. I know we're not going to do a lot of damage, but, like, both sides don't really have a lot they can do here to each other. We are faster. Interesting. So maybe the Trick Room will make sense. They didn't go Trick Room. They went Ice Beam. Fascinating that they're not going for... They didn't go for Trick Room. They're determined to stay in. Okay, we're staying in out of necessity. Especially with that using Ice Beam. We don't want to throw Tangrowth into that. We didn't get a single special defense drop, by the way. Now they use the Trick Room. That's actually very smart, because now now when we take it out, they'll have 4 turns of Trick Room. We're still faster. Did they misclick? I bet you they misclicked and picked. Yeah, let me check. Do I have a text? No text. I don't know. They had to have misclicked because they should have gone first that turn. All right, Psychic. Trapinch is going first because of the Trick Room, and it has 100 base attack, so that's not so great for us. Lunatone is gone. Down to Tangrowth against Trapinch and Glalie. I'm going to Amnesia once. And the reason behind that is that when we fight Glalie, we already have some special defense boost to help us. Otherwise, Glalie mops the floor with us. It doesn't matter. It goes first and lands a fissure. Trapinch and Mamoswine leading the way as the Mamoswine flew. Win 2-0. That's a good battle, though, by this team, Team Leanna. I mean, hard to win when the other person lands a 30% accurate move. All right, that's the battles for this week. I went 2-4 against the computer, my worst week so far. I will be right back with our updated league standings. Hang on, everybody. All right, everybody. Sorry about the delay there. Had to crunch all the numbers and such. So, after this week's battles, there's our standings. The Raging Rayquaza still sitting on top at 5-0. Harpers Ferry Haunter in second at 4-1. Nightmare AC sitting in third at 3-2. The Squirtle Squad in fourth at 3-2. Nightmare AC wins that the tiebreaker that is combined opponent strength of schedule. That's how they have tiebreaker there, because those two have not played each other yet, and the point differential is the same. Pokemon Power sits in the 5 spot, 3-2, and the 6 spot of what would be the playoffs right now would be this week. We are the Elkview Elk Herd, but for the rest of the season, we will be the Fairmont Flygon, sitting in the 6th spot. Mamoswine flew right there at 3-2 as well, currently just on the outside looking in. That's at 3-2 as well. Milo Ponyta 8th at 2-3. Licky Munchkins 9th at 2-3. Again, one win could put them all the way up in 3rd place next week. So I wouldn't get too upset about where you are right now if you're those two teams. Team Leanna at 1-3, also not far away. Garrett 0-4, not too late either. Wailforce One 0-5. Wailforce One, it's not hopeless, but they need to make some changes, one way or another. Whether it be lineup combinations or who's on the roster, like, they gotta do something, or they're gonna dig themselves into a deeper hole. I'm now 17-12 against the CPU player this season. Little different this season since I'm actually playing against a human opponent for the CPU, but nonetheless, 17-12 against my opponent. Here's the updated statistics. Latios still leading the way for Nightmare. Ludicolo definitely in second, though, now. And Registeel having a great week as well. Those are the top 3. My Little Ponyta, Roserade still out in front, with Metagross being the clear number 2. So that's the 1-2 punch for that team at the moment. For the Power, Walrein creeping into the number 1 spot. That team's a little more well-rounded, which in Pokemon a lot of times can be really good to be well-rounded, because your opponent doesn't really know what to focus on taking out. Raging Rayquaza, same thing. Gastrodon, Garchomp, and Hippopotas, of all things, leading the way with knockouts. The Hippopotas has had a knockout every week with 4 fissures. Like, that streak's got to come to an end eventually, right? Right? And then Cresselia also hanging out with that 3-0. Frostlass at 2-0. Like, that's a scary team. Like, it makes sense that they are the top team right now. Fairmont Flygon, a.k.a. Elkview Elkherd this week. Aggron showing exactly why I was so giddy when I got it. I did not expect my team to be the number 1 team when we drafted, but on draft night, when I got Flygon, Regice, and Aggron to start, I was elated. Aggron showing off today why I was elated. 5-0 stat line for Aggron. I will say, I won't say who yet. The rest of the league will find out. You guys as viewers will find out next video. I am going to cut Sableye for another Pokemon, so I'm making the first move of the season for the league. Squirtle Squad. Let's see here. For the Squirtle Squad, Porygon Z out front by far. Same with Leafeon. They had a rough day today. Mesprit surviving the Night Slash really hurt any of their plans for this week. Licky Munchkins, Pelipper's still their leader. They had a rough week as well. Almost a sweep. Their only knockout was by Stunky. Wailforce One, no knockouts or anything. Just updated the faint totals for their team. So, yeah. Harpers, Ferry, Haunter, Magmortar now up there with Grovyle for leader in knockouts. Heatran's still a perfect 4-0 when it does show up. Heatran just was really tough for Garrett's team because really, except for Gabite today, there wasn't anything he could really do against it. So, like, it wasn't a Garrett's team being bad kind of thing. It was more of a, this is just a really bad matchup, like using fire versus water. You know, like, so Garrett's team still has a chance of being good. Just a really bad matchup today. If Heatran wouldn't have been chosen, it would have been an interesting. It would be interesting to go back and see how that battle plays out. I think it would have been a lot closer. Mamoswine flew. Finally got to see some of these other members. Mamoswine showed up today and did a good amount of work. Claydol didn't. Claydol its importance is not shown in the stats. No knockouts, 1 faint, but without its Trick Room, Trapinch doesn't get going. Instead, because of Claydol setting up Trick Room, Trapinch was able to clean up and win the rest of the battle. Team Garrett, Manectric in 1 appearance has already become the team leader in knockouts, so I envision that we'll probably see Manectric more. Team Leanna, the biggest gripe I have with them, although Lopunny's proven to be very good so far this season, just gotta submit a different lineup. We need another, like, mix it up some. I don't remember on the schedule when I play your team. Let's see, when does Fairmont play their team? So I don't play until week 9, but for example, if we get to week 9 and these are the only 5 you've used, all I gotta do is play in against those 5. I don't have to play in against your entire 9-man roster. Like, it makes it super easy to play against you if you use the same ones over and over. They did get their first win last week, so they've got a taste of victory. But if they want to keep winning, you got to mix it up at least a little bit. Like, maybe use 4 of the same 5 or something like that. Like, you got to mix it up a little bit, or you're just going to be easy pickings for those teams at the top. Nonetheless, though, some good battles this week that we saw. Here's the schedule for this next week. We have the Fairmont Flygon will be controlled by me against the Squirtle Squad. My team making a nice little comeback after the rough 0-2 start. Raging Rayquaza will be controlled by me against Team Leanna. That'll be a rough matchup. My Little Ponyta will be the computer against Team Garrett. That'll be a rough matchup, but both those teams need a win bad. So we'll see how that goes. Nightmare AC will be controlled by the computer against the Pokemon Power. Mamoswine Flu will be controlled by me against the Licky Munchkins. And the Harpers Ferry Haunter will be controlled by me. I'm going to say confused. Controlled by me against Wailforce One. So those are our matchups next week. Now again, before we end the video, I'd like to take just another moment to say that this week was once again dedicated to my grandfather. I will greatly miss him. He was a wonderful man that I will be very lucky if I can even come close to the kind of person he was in my life. I don't know why the third one is not showing up right now. Oh, they're behind each other. My bad. Okay. But he was an amazing man. I am so incredibly blessed and lucky to have him as my grandfather. He will be dearly missed, greatly missed. And I'm not going to lie, I feel a little lost without him. I'm not really sure what to do next without him around. I'm sure eventually time will heal the wound enough that I can keep going. But there's no question that he's had a massive impact on my life. I've learned so much from him. I'm a kinder soul now than I was before I moved in with him. Not that I was ever not kind, but he had an immense impact on me. I can only hope, like I said, to be a quarter of the man he was, have a quarter of his intelligence, a quarter of his niceness and kindness. His work ethic was tremendous. I'm going to miss him. He was 90 years old, which is the oldest member on my mother's side of the family, like oldest male member ever. Depending on my dad's side, that might be true for that case too. So breaking records all the way to the very end. Gonna miss you, Grandpa. You were tremendous. And sorry, everybody, trying not to lose it on camera here. You will be missed. I've said that a lot, but it's just overwhelmingly true. It's an understatement, really. And I look forward to the day that I get to see you again. I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen too soon, obviously, but I do look forward to that day. And I am happy for him in a sense that he gets to be with his siblings and his parents and his wife, and you know, he gets to see the family members that he's been missing for a long time. Again, Paul Marlon Westfall, aka Little Buck, I love you and I'll miss you. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off with another moment of silence for him this week. If you liked what you saw here today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, you know, all that YouTube nonsense. And I'll see you next time with Week 6 of the Pokemon Swish Draft League.